let's talk about how different deals can differ. Because after all, a deal that might work for me might not work for you. So we want to focus in on 4 different ways that deals can differ. 1 is the deal structure. 2 is the hold time. 3 is the market. And lastly is the business plan. So let's talk about these 4 things. Okay, so the first way that a deal can differ is through the deal structure. As you review more and more deals, you'll start to see that there are any number of ways that investment opportunities can be structured. Some have preferred returns, some don't. Some have a 70-30 split, some have a 50-50 split. So each deal will be different, and different sponsors have different ways that they tend to structure their deals. Okay, number 2 is the hold time. This is another way that deals can really differ. So the hold length is the projected amount of time that the sponsor will hold the asset before selling. So, sometimes you'll see a hold length of 5 years. Sometimes you'll see longer, maybe 8 years or 10 years. So this is something definitely that you want to consider. Because if you're wanting a quicker turnaround, then you're going to want to look at maybe a 5-year hold, or see if you can find something even shorter than 5 years. But if you're investing, let's say, with retirement funds, self-directed IRA funds, then you may not want to think about it every few years. You want something longer term. And so maybe you're okay with an 8-year, 10-year hold, or even longer. The third thing to consider is the market. Now, depending on your investing goals, you might want to invest in a more established market that's got perhaps lower risk. Or you might want to take a chance on an emerging market, something that you can grow with. So, depending on your investing goals and your appetite for risk, then the market is another way that the deal could vary, depending on what stage of the cycle the market is in. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about is the business plan. So this is another way that deals can differ. So, for example, many of the deals we look at have a value-add component. So business plan is structured around adding that value, renovating those units, adding amenities, tightening up the efficiencies on the back end. So, the value play can be a very strong business plan. Another potential business plan is a buy and hold. Just like you might buy and hold a rental that's already been turned over, already been renovated, you can buy and hold a larger syndication. So, perhaps a lot of the renovations, a lot of the upgrades have already been made. And so this would be a more conservative type of investment, where you're just going in buying and holding the asset over a period of time, seeing those cash flows, maybe adding a little bit of value over time, but not as much as a heavier reposition. So overall, of course, there are hundreds of ways that deals can differ. But these are the 4 main ones that we look at when looking at various deals. So if you hone in on those 4 aspects of the deal, it'll make it easier as you're looking at various deals to be able to compare different deals and see which ones might work best for you.